Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Your host, Fred Arnold, on the Southern California Business Spotlight. I'm joined by Wendy Hassenpflug. Wendy Hassenpflug, well, you got a lot of initials behind your name, MS, E-RYT, CPT, yoga and wellness expert. You are the owner and founder of, is it Vayu? I said
yes,
it right? Vayu Yoga. Into therapeutic healing, yoga. Over the last 28 years, you've been teaching dance, yoga, Pilates. Boy, you're all about health and fitness, aren't you?
I am, absolutely.
You're also a professor of kinesiology at my alma mater, Cal State Northridge.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, since 2009. Go Matadors. Yes. I was there when they had a football team.
What? I never knew about the football team.
Yeah, I was the commissioner of athletics long ago for a student body. Anyhow, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to talk today and jump right into it about tips for improving mental health and well-being. We all want to feel better, and we all want to be better. And so what are some of the tips? One of them that I need to note myself on, your number one tip is slow down, to speed up.
Yes, that's one of my favorites to teach, actually. I've taught it, both to my kinesiology students in the classroom and my yoga students. I also teach myself that on my mountain bike rides as well.
You're a mountain biker.
I am a mountain biker.
I've seen on Facebook you've had a few wipeouts in your time.
Just a few, not a lot though. I've got a pretty good record. But it's really, we are in such a technologically advanced time right now that we're so used to multitasking, and we get really good at multitasking, which is fine for some things in life. But when it comes to our mental state, we really need to find that opportunity, these opportunities in the day and in our life to be able to slow down enough to appreciate what's going on and really focus on one thing. I explain it to my college students this way. You're on a first date with somebody, and how would you feel if you on that first date and all they're doing is looking around, looking at their phone, looking at you occasionally, looking down, looking at somebody, and spending their time doing that multitasking instead of putting all their attention on you. So that really, at least for my college students, gets their attention. And
a lot of times they'll probably have firsthand experience of that, either them doing it or that being done to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's one thing that you got to focus. I think multitasking is so overrated because it's hard to do something really well if you're doing multiple things. Your brain just can't handle that many things. Or maybe a few can, but most certainly mine can't.
No, that's very true.
Very, very important. Meditation to control your focus?
Meditation is a big thing that's becoming way more popular nowadays. For a while, people were like, oh, only, yoga people do that.
Yeah, only the yoga instructors do that.
Only those granola heads or, whatever. That's not for me. I can't do that. And it's the people that say they can't are typically the ones that really need it in their life. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Someone like yourself can teach that. Take time for yourself each day, which is meditation, right?
It can be, absolutely. When I say that to people there, and I ask people as I coach them, what do you do for yourself each day? Most people will say, well, I take a shower and I brush my teeth and I feed myself and those are personal things that, yes, you do need to do those daily activities. That is taking care of yourself. However, how are you taking care of your mind? How are you taking care of your spirit? How are you taking care of your physical body? And if we don't feed into those three areas, mind, body, and spirit, on a regular basis, then one of them tends to get too much, another gets neglected, and we're off balance. Mm-hmm. And we don't have as much to offer to others because we haven't filled ourselves.
Yeah, we're off kilter. This one I love because I'm cramping a little bit as I prepare for a particular race. Water. Water is so important to us.
Absolutely. I think it's underrated. Many people I've taught nutrition for a long time as well, and I've fused it into what I do now. So everything I teach, I bring nutrition facts in here and there for people. But water is something where people will say, I don't like the way it tastes. Well, water doesn't have a taste, and if it does, then you're drinking the wrong kind of water. But every single major system in our body requires water. Mm-hmm. And if we're not putting enough water in as we speak, as we breathe, as we perspire, we're releasing the water. And if it's not replenished, then our body does suffer. It
also helps flush out our toxins, and I think that's really important. Last one, we're almost out of time on these 4 tips, and that is eat every 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, that one's huge, and it's every 3 to 4 hours that you're awake. So, like my husband's in the film
Don't wake
industry.
up in the middle of the night.
Well, unless you're working in the night. But like my husband's in the film industry, so he'll work strange hours, and it's the same rule. So, from the second you wake up, that is breakfast, which if you break the two words up, breaking the fast of not eating for however long you've been asleep, that's the most important, clearly. But then every 3 to 4 hours after that, eating a well-rounded meal with protein, carbs, and healthy fats.
Yeah.
Super important.
And if you can't get that meal in, do you have some type of meal replacement, either some type of shake or some type of bar to curb that appetite? I know you're going to stick around for another tips for nutritional timing and performance, but before you do, your phone number so others can reach you.
Yeah, absolutely. 818-389-7008.
Great. Thanks for coming in. We're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll be right back. Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. Host Fred Arnold. I'm joined by Wendy Hassenpflug. Flug. I get that right?
You did.
Perfect. Expert when it comes to fitness, health, coaching. I want to jump right into tips for nutritional timing and performance. Optimal performance results. Tell us about that. Most of it's nutrition, isn't it? We think we need to go to the gym and sweat it all out, but it's what we put in our body.
Absolutely. 80%, sometimes even people will say it's even more than that, is nutrition. 20% is the exercise that we're doing, a good combination of that, but 100% of it is also mindset. So you put those three together, that's where we get the optimal performance on.
Really important to understand that, because if you don't have maybe a spinach salad and some veggies built in every day, it's going to affect your performance. And we're talking about work performance. We're talking, no matter what you do, you're performing every day. Even if you're at home taking care of your children as a father or mother, you need to perform. And it's important you're that example. Athletic performance, let's talk about that. Optimum athletic performance.
When it comes to optimal athletic performance, there's an idea of nutritional timing. So when you are eating and what you are eating before, during, and after your workouts and or your performance, your race, your whatever it is that you're doing. Super important that not only that you're eating within that 24 hours correctly, but literally the hour and the 2 hours before you eat as well. And then while, depending like what you do, when you're looking at, endurance training, you're getting to a point within your first 45 minutes to an hour that you've got to replenish yourself. Even
though you're not going to crash for another 45 minutes if you don't do it then. I mean, one thing someone didn't understand, I was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on a race, and they're looking at me like, you're eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as you're performing? Yes, because I know if I don't, then I'm eventually going to crash in a 6-hour race as far as my body goes.
Yeah, and it's finding what works for you. If
an
that
experiment.
Works for you,
yeah. Some people do figs, some people do
right.
supplements, you name it. That's really important. Let's talk about the 4 types of athletes.
Yeah, so you've got a strength athlete, which clearly they're really working on the power side of it and really pushing themselves to a different limit. The endurance athlete, like what you do and what I'm working on as well, is a completely different focus as well. Then you've got your finesse, which you're looking at agility, you're looking at coordination, and how many were there?
Speed.
Speed, thank you.
Yes.
And the fourth one.
Speed is not one that it's more of endurance. All the young people pass me. We're running out of time. Nutritional timing, we talked about that a little bit. Eating at the right times, right? So it can speed up your metabolism?
Well, it's not only that, but it's being able to fuel yourself so that as you're breaking down muscle and you're working out, you're able to refuel it so that you're getting the right proteins and carbs in. When you're burning the energy, it's burning the right energy and giving you that so that you have better recovery time. And that's the post.
We touched upon why it's important, nutrition. You don't want to crash at the wrong time, if you will. But also psychology aspect of eating. It is a big psychological thing. It's a social thing.
And that, you have to be able to draw the line there. We're eating for fuel, not eating for fun and entertainment, and that's completely different.
That's different. Friday and Saturday night, you're eating and drinking for fun and entertainment. You got to be careful, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So tips for nutritional timing and performance. Appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Those who want to reach out to you, Wendy?
Yeah, the best way is I'm on Facebook, Wendy Hassenpflug, or I can be contacted at 818-389-7008.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy this edition of the Southern California Business Spotlight. Host Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.